So this is the brand new PICO 4 Ultra, a mixed reality headset that is meant to go toe-to-toe with the likes of the Meta Quest 3 and the Apple Vision Pro. There are of course many differences between, but also many similarities, and areas that are ahead, but also some that I would like to see improved. Either way, I've had some serious fun playing around with the PICO 4 Ultra. The question is, should you buy it? So for context, the PICO 4 Ultra is a facelift of the late 2022 PICO 4, and from a visual point of view it's almost identical, with the same futuristic but minimalist look, battery on the back of the head strap, more on battery performance later, and those straps that go round the sides and over the top again. So a whole generation number change might not have been implemented for that reason, so the main key differences are seen under the hood, and there have been some significant upgrades here. Like the chipset, this has jumped from the 7nm Snapdragon XR2 Gen 1 to the 4nm XR2 Gen 2, meaning a 2.5 times better GPU performance and an 8 times better AI performance. Now, it isn't the very latest XR2 Plus Gen 2, unfortunately, which would have seen a further 15% higher clocked GPU and 20% CPU to go toe-to-toe with the likes of the Apple Vision Pro, but it does still feel blazingly fast. So it has the same chip as the Quest 3, but it also has a higher 12GB of RAM over the Quest 3's 8GB, so you should be future-proof too, as VR games and activities start to become more system intensive as time goes on. But what of games? Well, there are tons available on the PICO store and thousands of other titles across Steam VR and other top stores, and you can connect to your PC too using PICO Connect. MR games coming include Toy Monsters, Angry Birds VR, and Death Horizon Mixed Reality, to name a few. And you also have motion tracker compatible games coming, the likes of Les Mills Dance, Racket Club, and Blade and Sorcery, using these special motion trackers. But we'll get to them shortly. Inside the box you get the headset, 2 remotes and lanyards to keep them secure on your wrists, glasses spacer, USB-C charging cable, manual, and those motion trackers are an optional extra that, as the name suggests, provide full body tracking. Setup of the PICO 4 Ultra is super simple. All you have to do is pull the tabs on the controllers to activate the included AA batteries and power them on. Likewise, on the headset by using the button on the side, place it on your head and fine-tune the straps to fit. And you can also use the glasses spacer here if required. The strap has an adjustable nature to it, and there is also an adjustment wheel at the back to which moves the headset closer or further away for a tighter or looser fit. The PICO 4 Ultra is really pretty comfortable with these premium plush materials, and weighing in at 580 grams, it's marginally lighter than the previous gen. I've never been a massive fan of the whole goggles over your face thing for long periods, but the fact you do have the battery pack at the back, it keeps things really nice and balanced so that your head doesn't sort of have the tendency to fall forwards like on some other headsets, Apple Vision Pro for example. And then there are the heat dissipation grills here to provide greater airflow and cooling, because experiencing an in-game explosion with a real face of fire might be a little bit too realistic for me. If you are going to be using the PICO 4 Ultra for long periods, the larger 5700 mAh battery should provide you with 2 hours depending on what you're using it for, and it also supports 45 watt fast charging via the Type-C port on the side, so that's 0 to 80% in under 40 minutes, which is pretty cool. And of course, because the battery is inside that strap at the back, you're completely cableless. You don't have to worry about the cord hanging down, getting snagged on things, again, like with the Vision Pro. You have the volume rocker on one side and speaker grills on both sides, angled towards the direction of your ears. The software is running on PICO OS plus Android, and you have Wi-Fi 7 for lower latency and faster data transfers if you have a compatible Wi-Fi router, 256GB of UFS 3.1 storage, Bluetooth 5.3, and you see everything through these dual 2.56-inch fast LCD 90Hz UHD 4K plus displays. That was a mouthful. So this is largely the same as the original PICO 4 in that sense. The blacks can sometimes look a little grey, however they are brighter and seem to offer improved colour correction, making mixed reality experiences more immersive and vivid. In terms of optics, you have a 105-degree field of view with a pancake lens type again, but you now have two upgraded 32-megapixel cameras to the solo 16-megapixel on the PICO 4 and the dual 4-megapixel ones on the Quest 3. And now you have an indirect time-of-flight sensor for room mapping and spatial computing, meaning basically, you can interact on a 3D level with your physical environment whilst engaging in virtual aspects too, with spatial video capture at 2048 by 1536 and 60 FPS also available. The spatial anchoring looks pretty cool too, as you can fix virtual objects in your real environment. Another big advancement with the Ultra is the improved rendering resolution, which now sits at 1920 by 1920 compared to the 1560 by 1560 before, which means that games will not only look better than on the PICO 4, but also than the Meta Quest 3, potentially with its 1680 by 1760. However, it will depend on specific gaming titles and how well they are optimized for the individual headsets. So take that with a pinch of salt, that may not always be the case. Of course, gaming is just one function of the PICO 4 Ultra. You can also use it as a computer desktop streaming function, and it supports both Windows and Mac. Basically, you can use your PICO 4 Ultra to control your computer, similar to the Apple Vision Pro, as you can display and use pop-up windows superimposed onto your real-world surroundings for some serious multitasking, using social media, checking emails, web browsing, watching YouTube, all at once in this huge space in front of you. You can choose to either use a virtual backdrop here, or you can use real world surroundings. And I might add that the pass-through, i.e. what you can see in the world around you through the headset when you have them on, is really good compared to most. It's pretty crystal clear. So let's talk these little guys, shall we? These. The advanced motion trackers allow for precise 6 degrees of freedom for full body tracking, capturing every movement with incredible accuracy. You pop them on your ankles, and then you've got your controllers in your hands, these on your ankles, and you're good to go. These are excellent for providing more realistic gestures and interactions in-game and virtual environments, especially great for dance games as an example. But let's pretend that you didn't see my shockingly bad dance moves. Super easy to put on and set up. Simply install the tracker using the Type-C port, and they connect in just 10 seconds, offering over 25 hours of battery life with a rapid 1-hour charging too. Comfy too, and super lightweight. You barely really know that they're on with this soft adjustable strap and mini pillow-like part here. Just maybe go to sleep on one of them. Overall, there are elements with the PICO 4 Ultra, as mentioned earlier, that could have been upgraded to make this a huge leap above the previous gen and potentially blowing competitors out of the water. However, I still feel for the price, around £500, there are enough key improvements here that mean that this is certainly up there and needs to be definitely on your watch list if you're looking at a mixed reality headset upgrade, or you're thinking of entering the world for the first time, pun intended. As always, I will leave all the information in the video description below. Go through and check it out, including, like I said, the offers that might be on right now for the PICO 4 Ultra. Check out my other social media channels for short form content on the PICO 4 Ultra. Like and share if you enjoyed the video and found it helpful. My name's Adam. You've been the best as always. I love you and leave you. I'll see you in the next one. CSBYT. Peace out.